Hello and welcome to Life Changing Tuition's Full Mock 4. I'm Ethan and today I'll be explaining how to answer each question. So let's begin with English. So this is comprehension, the gift of labelling. So the gift of labelling. When Linnaeus invented a way of naming everything in the world, he changed it for the better. With a way of naming everything, all of the world became something we could someday know. Anything unknown was reconceived, rather than being a mystery. Everything was simply something we could later name. In my own life, I have always taken this message to heart. From a young age, I would name anything I could. I'd point to anything I saw and attempt to give it a label. Sometimes I would give things that didn't have names proper noun names. For example, I'd point to a pen and name it righty, or I'd point to an airplane in the sky and identify its unknowable pilot. That one is flown by Richard, I'd say, and that one is piloted by Courtney. But other times, I'll just name things based on their appearance, My neighbours had a bright red door, so naturally I named their house the one with the red door. Similarly, on the way to my aunt's house, we'll drive by a farmhouse that contained 3 wheat sacks that stretched into the sky. I named the house the farm that rises to heaven. None of this is to say that these names were clever, but you have to remember that I wasn't even 10 yet, and to a child my age, the world seemed too big and awfully scary. The names helped me make the world a little smaller. And then, so my parents understood my obsession with naming things. With this in mind, they bought me 2 gifts for my birthday. Both gifts were related to my fascination with naming things. The first was technically the better gift. It was a new puppy. This was a gift for both my sister and me to share. Since it was my birthday, though, I got the power of naming it. The dog was a border collie, and its black and white fur seemed to lend itself to exactly one name. I called it Oreo. Oreo seemed to like her name. I had determined the dog was a girl only after naming her. But she also seemed to like my big sister better than she liked me. She was mine in name only, somewhat literally. The gift that provided to me to be more exciting was a label maker. This was an amazing device. It not only gave me the power to name things, it also offered the power to physically apply the names to objects. I'll no longer just be able to point it to something and say, that is fastens the stapler. I could literally apply the label fastens to it. The label maker was incredibly easy to use. It looked like a gun with a keyboard attached. I wanted to use I would type up the label I wanted to use on the keyboard. Then I'd hit a button and the label would be created, almost like magic. The label would be printed on adhesive paper, so I could tear off the label, then peel the back off of it. Then I could just plop the sticky side down and bam, the object was both named and labelled. Over a month or so that followed, I took full advantage of my new powers. I put labels on pretty much everything in my room. and I got pretty creative. For instance, I named each of the drawers in my dresser and affixed different labels to each one. Eventually, I labelled the contents of my drawers too. It became incredibly important for me to know with certainty that my t-shirts were in troll drawer and my socks and underwear were in horcrux drawer. At the time, I was obsessed with labelling. At the same time I was obsessed with labelling, I was also very much interested in reading Harry Potter books. Moving on. Eventually, like all other obsessions we have as children, I outgrew my label fascination. I moved on to other interests: football, science, music, and other distractions. Only in my 30s did I become interested in names again. It happened when a stray cat came to our door. My 9-year-old daughter, who my wife named after her, her grandmother, insisted on us adopting it as a new pet. My wife and I reluctantly agreed, and then I was presented with a new naming opportunity. The cat was a tabby with alternating grey, white, and black stripes. My daughter said it looked like a grey tiger, and I suggested the name Gregor as a joke, but the name, like so many labels from my label maker, stuck. Gregor, pronounced with the hard G of tiger, the cat reminded me of something I'd forgotten for decades. Names have a special power. They tell us something about who we are and how we think of the world. Naming my dog Oreo and my daughter's cat Gregor was the same as providing an identity for them. A dog named Oreo must be friendly, and a cat named Gregor must be playful as the name itself, right? Human names have the same power. How we call ourselves tells others who we are. It announces to others how we want to be known. Our names also tell others how open we are. Telling someone your name is a way of sharing your life with another. It is a way of sharing the truth. Insisting on being known by a nickname or initials is in some way a lie. At minimum, it is an attempt to hide who we fully are. Because who we are is what we are named. More important though, names make the unknown become known. Providing a name for something or someone is a way of turning the foreign into the familiar. It is a way of making a dangerous world seem safer, or at least friendlier. Names provide us with the power of knowing. Then, names themselves are what make the world our own. Okay, now we begin with the first question. So the main purpose of the first paragraph is to A. Bring the main character of the passage for the first time. B. Provide background information about the history of scientific naming. C. Explain the beginnings of the narrator's obsession with naming things. Or D. Introduce the narrator's ideas about the power of names. Well, this one, you can know that it's not going to be B, because it doesn't include the scientific meaning, and neither... And it's not going to be C or O, although those are somewhat could be our answer. However, D is the closest, because it's introducing the ideas about the power of names, and that's the main purpose. So remember, there's other purposes, such as introducing the main character or explaining the beginnings of this obsession. However, D, in which they're introducing the narrator's ideas, is the main purpose. 2. It can be supposed from the passage that the narrator sometimes gave objects names based on their I value, or 1 value, 2 appearance, and 3 use. I, and I. Now, question 2, we know that, yeah, well, it's not value, appearance, yeah, use, yeah. Oh, okay, so it's going to be 2 and 3, which is C. 3, as used in paragraph 8, the word adhesive most nearly means A, sticky, B, painful, C, poor, or D, silly. Well, adhesive means sticky. In 4, according to the narrator, the troll drawer held his A, underwear, B, t-shirts, C, socks, or D, shorts. This one was t-shirts, troll drawer. Let's just check that quickly. Yes, here. Okay. There. And 5. The narrator indicates that he named each of the following in his lifetime except A, his daughter, B, his dog, C, his cat, or D, his neighbour's house. Question 5 is A, because he did mention his dog, cat, and the neighbour's house, but he didn't mention the daughter. He might have named his daughter, but he didn't mention it. And for that reason, it's not the answer. Or for that reason, well, the answer is that, yeah. Okay. Okay. So next, we move on to question 6. We have, as used in the final paragraph, the words foreign and familiar have the same relationship as which of the following word pairs used elsewhere in the passage? A, obsession and fascination. B, dangerous and safe. C, unknown and reconceived. Or D, name and label. Well, question 6 is going to be, well, not obsession and fascination because those are synonyms. Unknown and reconceived are not very relevant to each other. Name and label are synonyms. But so this is going to be dangerous and safe because they're antonyms, which is like foreign and familiar, which are also antonyms. Next, 7. The narrator suggests that names are powerful because they A, allow us to ignore certain characteristics, B, allow us to cover up who we are to others, C, make the world seem more noble, or D, make the world cover up the truth. Well, question 7, we know that the narrator is suggesting that names are powerful because they make the world seem more noble. So they make the big, scary world seem smaller or feel smaller. Then it's question 8. Okay. Question 8. In this passage, the narrator A makes an argument by referring to facts and data. B makes an argument that goes against a common belief. C uses a story to question a common belief. Or D uses a story to make a larger argument. Question number 8 is so D uses a story to make a larger argument. And that's because the narrator begins by talking about their fascination with labels and giving things names when they're younger, and then they make the larger argument later that names are important and, well, they make the world more noble and, yeah, they're something important. So, yeah, names have some degree of significance is their main argument. Then question 9. So define a proper noun is choose the best answer. So A, name of person or thing. B, noun that is correct and not improper. C, begins with a capital letter. D, nouns that are specific and unique. Well, A is going to be the answer because a proper noun is a person or a thing. 10. Who fits the best description of Linnaeus? A. The narrator of the story. B. A labelling machine. C. A scientist who created a system of naming organisms. Or D. A label given to a pet. Well, 10 is going to be C because he references Linnaeus and you just have to apply the context for that one. For 11, which specialist word below also means devising or choosing names for things? A. Niche. B. Nomad. C. Namesake. Or D. Nomenclature. Well, question 11 is going to be D. Nomenclature. This one is just completely down to your vocabulary knowledge, but you can, it's also down to your vocabulary knowledge if you're eliminating answers, because you can say it's not niche and nomad, and many people know that, and then namesake, that's the point where it really does rely on your knowledge, but it's not namesake and it's nomenclature. Question 12. In the title of The Gift of Labelling, which part of speech is the word labelling? So A, a noun, B, an adjective, C, an adverb, and D, a verb. And this is why it's very important to also remember things like the type of word in context of a sentence. So in this case, the gift of labelling in this case is, first you can say labelling isn't an adjective or a verb, and it is an action. Okay, Interesting. Okay, in one case this could be a noun, but it depends on interpretation. Gift of labelling. No. It's a verb. So yeah, labelling is an action, and hence 12 is D. Okay, next. Proofreading. So sentence completion exercise, choosing the best word. So 13, street crime was something rapidly in the Russian capital. A, rose, B, rise, C, raising, D, rising, and E, rising. So question 13. Okay, so question 13, we know that street crime was rising rapidly in the Russian capital. And then question 14, she something, nothing to stop him as he shouldered his way into the house. Question 14 is she couldn't. Oh. Yes. Yeah, she could do nothing. So this isn't she couldn't do nothing, or this is yes. So she could have done nothing, or she could have nothing. No. She could do she couldn't do nothing. No, because that's double negative. She could nothing. No. She could do nothing. Yeah. She couldn't have nothing. Yeah. So this one is D. 14 is D. 15. Many competitors were starting to swim something him now in the deep end. Many competitors were starting to swim past him now in the deep end. 16. He bombarded Catherine with questions to which he something known the answers. This one is should have known the answers. And next is spelling. 17. The airplane has a sophisticated electronic guidance system. This one is D for guidance. So guidance should be spelled Guidan. Let me check that. Guidance. Yes. And then after that we have 18. Wait, Guidance. Okay. 18. Past imperial glories are hardly relevant to the present day. This one is C. Relevant is spelled incorrectly and should instead be spelled relevant. Relevant. Yep, and then 19. The aim of the course is to give students a thorough grounding in English pronunciation. This one is pronunciation. Yeah, so pronunciation. This is quite a common mistake as well. So it should be spelled pronunciation. PRONUNCIATION. 20. The ability to separate out reusable elements from other waste is crucial. This one is no mistakes. This one is E. Next we have punctuation. Identify any punctuation or capital letter mistakes or choose E for none. So for this one, question number 1, or 21, I want some light reading for the summer holidays, a romance or something. This one is want some light reading for the summer holidays. Summer holidays. A romance or something. Well, this one will be D because there shouldn't be a dash here. There can be a comma though, because the second part of the clause here is too long for a dash. 22. Mr. Grant's chief opponent, Mr. Brian Gold, does not have an explanation. This one is going to be, well, A, because there should be an apostrophe there. 23. After he walked all the way home, he shut the door. 23. This one is C, because there should be a comma here. 24. I think there is something moving in the bushes, George said. 24. No mistakes. Yeah. Good. And now we move on to maths. Cool. Maths. Okay. So what is the reading on the temperature scale? Okay, good questions, good. Alright, we have 35 of these. Let's begin. So we know that here's 0, and then it will be 0.1, 2, 3, and this is halfway, so it's going to be 0.35. Good, first easy one. 2, Okay, work out the volume of the 3D shape. So here you do length times width times by the depth. So we know that the length is a length of 8 multiplied by a width of 6 multiplied by a depth of 4. 8 times 6 is 48 times by 4. Well, you can do the column method for this one. Okay, 192. So that means, so question number 1 is C. Question number 2 is B. Good. 3. Which of the following numbers is closest to 1? Well, this is just looking at your own knowledge. So you know that 01 has a difference of 0.01 from 1. 99 has a difference of 1. 99%, I mean. 9 out of 10 has a difference of 10% to 1. Yeah, and then I'm putting these all into numbers, so either decimal or whole number. 999 over 1,000 has a difference of 0.0 0.001. Yes. Yep. And then 0.99 has a difference of 0.01. Which means that the answer for question 3 is going to be D, 999 over 1,000. So 999 over 1,000. Next is question 4. Lola buys as many first-class stamps as she can with a £5 note. First-class stamps cost 27p each, so how many stamps did she get? So you have £5, which is, 500 pennies, and you're dividing that by 27. So how many 27s in 50? 1, with a remainder of 23. Of 23, then you have 230, then 27. So 27, how many 27s go into 230? Well, that is going to be, 230, and you divide it by 27, and that is going to be, 8. Yeah, it'll be about 8. So we put 8 here, so 27 times 8. This is equal to 2 times 8 is 16. We have 21, so 216 with a remainder of 4. So here we are at 8, and then a remainder of 14. Big 0. And then you put your decimals. Okay, and then from there you have your decimals, which means that the answer to question 4 is going to be E, 18. And then question 5, the diagram shows the coordinates of 3 points, A, B, and C. Shape ABCD is a kite, and where are the coordinates of point D? So point D we know is going to be at 5 on the x-axis, and then on the y-axis it's going to be an equal difference from 4 and 6, of 6 to 4, but in the other way, in the opposite direction, so it's going to be 2. So that means that the answer for question 5 is 5-2C. Next, we have question 6. Armand is buying grass seed for his garden. The lawn he wishes to make is this shape: 10 meters, 20 meters, 10 meters, and 4 meters. Oh, just bear with me. Okay. Yeah, so Armand is buying grass seed for his garden. The lawn he wishes to make is this shape. And now grass seed is sold by the bag, and each bag costs £10 and covers 3 meters squared. So how much would it cost him? So first we have to find the area of his garden. Here we know that there's going to be a distance of 10 meters, and 10 times 10 is 100 meters squared. Then here you have 10 meters and 6 meters, so 60 meters squared. So in total we have 160 meters squared, and what you have to do is divide that into the 3 meters squared. We know that 3 can multiply by 5 to get 15 with a remainder of 1, and then it multiplies by 3 with a remainder of 1 again. And then it'll be recurring. Okay, So 53.33 bags, but because because he would then need that extra 0.33 of a bag, he needs 54 bags. So then what he has to do is then multiply that by the cost, or the price, £10. So in total it costs £540, which means that the answer for question 6 is going to be E. Good. Next we have 7. So Myra orders a pizza and she asks for a medium thin pizza with 4 toppings: mushroom, ham, tomato and peppers. So what's the cost of Myra's pizza? Okay, so medium thin pizza is here, and she asks for... Oh, okay, I see. Then she asks for mushroom, ham, tomato and peppers, ham, tomato, peppers. So £0.54 plus £0.50 is 0.95, 0.95 plus I'll do 0.25. And this will equal to, 1.2, and then 1.2 plus the 0.3 will give us £1.50. So it's that £1.50, and then she has to add the cost of the medium thin, which is then £3 in total. So the answer for question 7 is C. Okay, next we have... Okay. Next is question 8. Question 8. The pie chart shows how 90 year 7 pupils spent their time last night. How many pupils were doing homework? Okay, so we know that there's 60 degrees out of the 360 degrees, and then that gets multiplied by 90 essentially. So this is the equivalent of 6 over 36, which is times 90. 6 over 36 is the same as, well, if you divide both by 6, you get 1 over 6. So you're doing 1/6 times by 90. 1/6 times by 90 will give us 90 over 6. So 90 over 6 is going to be 1 with the remainder 3, and then how many 6 is going to 35? So that's 15. And the answer for question 8 is going to be C, 15. Question 9. A train leaves London King's Cross Station at 11:20 and arrives at Leeds at 2 p.m. How long does the journey take? Okay, so 11:20, you add 40 minutes to get to 12, and then you do plus 2 hours to get to 2 o'clock, and then plus, and then you add 5 minutes to get to 2:05, so you have 2 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, that's question 9, so the answer for it is going to be B. After this, we have question 10. In a bag, there are twice as many blue balls as red balls, and there are 18 balls altogether. So how many blue balls are there? So we know that it's a ratio of 2:1 for blue balls to red balls. And then there's 18 balls in total. 2 plus 1 is 3. So 18 over 3 is 6. Which means that each value is worth 6. So your blue to red, which is 2:1, is going to be 6 here and then 12 here. So how many blue balls are there? The answer to question 10 is going to be B, 12. 11. What is the first number in this sequence which is greater than 50? Okay, so we go 3, 4, 6, 9, 13, and then, okay, so it's plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. If you add 5, you get 18. Add 6, you get 24. Add 7, you get 31. Add 8, you get 39. Add 9, you get 48. Add 10, you get 58, which means that the answer to question 11 is D, 58. 12. A box contains 48 pieces of fruit. 5/8 of them are apples, and the rest of them are pears. How many pears are there? So 3/8 are pears, which means that it's going to be 3/8 of the 48. 3/8 of the 48, which means that it's going to be over 848 times 3, times 3. So 4, 2, 14, so 144 over 8, which is the equivalent of, 1 here, remainder 6, and 8. So 18. So the answer to question 12 is A, 18. 13. What is the obtuse angle between the hands and 8 o'clock? So that'll be this one. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's then equivalent to, if you divide both by 4, you get 1 over 3. So it's a third of 360, which is 360 over 3. And that is 120 degrees. So the answer to question 13 is E, 120. 14. The area of a square is 81 square kilometres. What is the perimeter of the square? So it's an area, well, that's not square, but 81 kilometres squared. You're going to have 9 and 9, because the square root of 81 is 9. Or 9 times 9 is 81, and the square has 2 sides of equal length. So that means that you then do 9 times 4 to get your answer. 9 times 4 is, well, that's your times tables. And 9 times 4 will give you 36. So that means that your answer is going to, for question 14, is going to be B, 36 kilometres. 15. Right, just want to check something. Good. So yeah, 14 is B. 15, we have the bar chart below shows the number of television sets in each house in a street. How many television sets are there in the street? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have the number of televisions, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you have to do is the number in each column multiplied by the number of houses. So for 1, we have 11, 12, 13. So 13 in the first column. For 2, we have 11. For 3, we have... Oh, okay, no. So then what we got to do is 2 times 11, which is 22. And then we have 3 times 5, which is 15. And then we have 4 times 1, which is 4. Okay, so, yeah, 15 plus 13 is equal to 28. 28 plus 22 is equal to 50. And then 50 plus 4 is 54. So the answer to question 15 is A, 54. Good. 16, 0.86, 0.9, 0.17, and 0.73. And then find the difference between the largest and smallest amount. So the largest amount we know is 0.9, and the smallest amount is 0.17. So what you're going to do is 0.9 minus 0.17. So we make this 8 and carry over 10. And then 10 minus 7 is 3. 8 minus 1 is 7. So the answer to question 16 is going to be... Okay. There's an error in the answers, but this one is 0.73. Yeah, it's not 0.72. Yeah. Yep, okay. Good. 17. So yeah, question 16 is C. 17. In a survey, 1,000 people were asked if they owned a computer, and the pictogram shows the results of the survey. In which country did 240 people own a computer, and one computer picture represents 50 people who owned a computer? Okay, so what we're going to begin with is an estimate. So we know that first you can do just 240 over 50. You can tell it'll be about 5 or just under 5 computers. So here, it'll be 240, you're going to multiply by 4, so it'll be about 4. They have to have at least 4 computers. So we can already cross out Greece, Hong Kong is too many, Italy is not enough, not Kuwait, not Malaysia. So the answer is Korea. There's 4 computers, which is your 200, and then there's your 50. No, there's your 40. So that's 4/5 of a computer there. Next is question 18. The volume of the cuboid below is 64 centimeters cubed. To calculate the unknown length x, first we know 2 times 4 is 8, and then 8 times 8 is 64, which means that the answer to question 18 is going to be D, 8. 19. James draws a plan of his school using a scale of 1 centimeter to 6 meters. On the plan, the playground is 5 centimeters long. So what's the real length of the playground? Well, we know 1 centimeter is 6 meters. So here we got to do, first we're going to multiply. So first we multiply by 6, and then we change the unit. So 5 times 6 is 30, so it'll be 30 meters. So that means that the answer to question 19 is going to be B, 3,000 centimeters. Next is question 20. A jug contains 3 litres of orange squash, and a glass contains 125 millilitres. So how many glasses could be filled completely from one jug? So we know that 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. So 1,000 millilitres is equal to 1 litre. And that means that 3 litres can fit 3,000, or is the equivalent to 3,000 millilitres. So what you've got to do is your 3,000, and you need to divide by 125. Next you can do an estimate for this. We'll do 125. We'll start off with 24, I believe. I think 24 is about right, because it'll end in a 0. Yeah. Okay, so we do the multiplication. Then we have 2. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that gives 3,000 millilitres. So the answer to question 20 is E, 24. Next is question 21. So what number is halfway between 1.9 and 1.99? Well, first you know that the difference between 1.9 and 1.99 is 0.09. 0.09 divided by 2 is 0.045. So what you got to do is 1.9 plus 0.045. So that means that the answer to question 21 is going to be C, 1.945. 22. A piece of wire 30 centimeters long is bent into the shape of a rectangle. If the rectangle is twice as long as it's wide, what is its area? So first we got to remember we have this rectangle. Oh, now I'm drawing a square when I want a rectangle. Okay. Rectangle. Okay. Twice as long as it is wide. And it's, yeah, so then we know. Okay, so yeah, then we gotta find A, so 2A plus 2A plus A plus A is 4A, 6A, 6A. Then we have 30 centimetres, that needs to be divided into this to find A, or because we know 6A is equal to 30 centimetres, so 30 divided by 6 will give us A, that's 5, so A is 5, so the area is 5 times, well, 2 times 5, which is 5 times 10, which is 50. So the answer to question 22 is going to be D, 50. Which net cannot be folded to make a triangular prism? Well, this one. Of course, you need triangles. Then you have triangles, good. And then we can see that. Okay, this is just the process of. You really just have to imagine it for this one. It can be A, can be B, it can't be C, can be E, and it can be D. Which means that the answer to question 23 is C. So here, C. Good. Next is question. Next is question 25. So, we also have this one. Something percent of a number of 3.2. What's the number? Let me check what the question is. Okay. Just bear with me a second. Just checking what the question is. Sorry, just bear with me. Just trying to check what the question is. Just trying to open the question. Okay, whilst I'm doing that, let's do 25. Okay, 25. 40% of children go on a school trip. That go on the school trip are boys, and there are 72 girls. So how many children are on the trip? Okay, so we know that 72 is 60%. So we know that 10% is going to equal to 72 over 6, which is 12. So 100% is 120, which means that the answer to question 25 is A, 120. And 24, Still not got it. Okay. 26. We got 26. Dominic, Hannah, and Abdul have 36 sweets to share. Okay, wait, I got this one. It's 20% of a number is 3.2. So what's the numbers? Okay, so we know that 20% is 3.2. So it's 3.2. So 10% is going to be half, which is 1.5 and then 1.6. So 100% is 16, which means that the answer to question 24 is B, 16. 26. So for this one, Dominic, Hannah, and Abdul have 36 sweets between them. Dominic has half as many sweets as Hannah. Abdul has 3 times as many sweets as Hannah. And then how many sweets does Abdul have? Okay, so we have D, H, and A. So Abdul has. Okay, so we're saying Abdul is 3A, and then we have A has half as many sweets. Okay, so we're going to call this D, 2D, and then 6D. Okay, that's our ratios. So they equal to 9. Yep. And then how many does Abdul have? Okay, we have 36, and we're going to divide by 9, which is 4. So each value is 4. So we have 4, 24, and then 8, which means that the answer to question 26 is C, 24. 27, the total surface area of a cube is 96 centimeters squared. So what's the area of one face of the cube? That's 96 over 6, which is 16. So question 27 is C, 16. 28, Yusuf has 6 equilateral triangles, each with a perimeter of 12 centimeters. He fits them together to make a rectangular hexagon. So what's the hexagon's perimeter? So you know that here you're going to have, 4, 4, and 4, because it equals 12. 4 times 3 is 12. And then you're going to have your hexagon, which is, not a pentagon, but your hexagon is going to have 4 times 6, which is 24. So the answer to question 28 is going to be D, 24. 29, a number is missing from this sequence. So what is it? So here you have plus 2, here you have plus 8, and you have plus 10. So we can know that it's going to be plus 4 and plus 6 here. So 9, and yeah, that works. So 29 is going to be C, 9. 35% of 700. So 10%. 10% is £70, and that means that 5% is 35. So 30% is 210. So 35% is 245, which means that the answer to question 30 is E, 245 pounds. Next is question 31. Sophia's grandmother has given her family recipe to make a tray of 12 scones. How much flour will she need to make 24 scones? So here's 12. Flour is normally 2 cups, so we're going to have 4 cups because it's going from 12 to 24. So 2 is going to also multiply by 2 to get 4. So the answer to question 31 is A, 4 cups. 32, add up the prime numbers between 21 and 30. So we have 23, 29. Yeah. So 23 plus 29, we can do the column method. So 12 and then 5. So the answer to question 32 is B, 52. 33. Jane buys 16 peppers and receives £8.32 change from a £20 note. So what's the price of a pepper? 1 pepper. Okay, so a £20 note, we're going to subtract the £8.32. 199861, and then 1, so £11.68 for 16. £11.68 is going to be divided into your 16. So what you're going to have is 116. You're going to have, well, here you're going to have about a 7. Yeah, 7. Remainder 4. And then how many 16s go into 48? That's 3. So the answer to question 33 is going to be E, 73p. 24. Work out the value of y. Okay, so we know that there's 180 degrees on a... Oh, okay, no, you could do... Oh, yeah, you could do it that way too. Alright, there's 3 ways we can do it. 2 ways we can do it. We can find x, and from that we know that y is going to be... okay. Okay, yeah, we'll do it this way. So we know that in a triangle, all 3 angles add up to 180 degrees. These are 2 y's, so they're equal. So you do 180 minus 108, which is going to equal to, 72, yeah, 72. And then from there, you've got to do 72 and divide it by 2, because 72 is equal to 2y. So 72 divided by 2 is equal to 36. So that means that the answer to question 34 is going to be A, 36. Next, Gavender is 11 years and 2 months old. Bavash is 10 years and 8 months old. And then Shaban is 9 years and 5 months old. So what's the average age in years and months? So what we're going to do is we're going to... average. We could put them all into months. We could do that. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so I'll just clear up some space. Okay, in months. In months. We can also do it in decimal. Yeah, okay, we'll... yeah, we can do that. Okay, so what we're going to start off with is putting it into months. So 11 years, well, there's 12 months, so that's 132 plus 2. So for Gavender, we have 134 months. Bavash, Shaban. Then 120, 128 here. Shaban is 9 times 12. 9 times 12 is 108. So 113. And then we add these. 128, 113. Add 15. 7, 3. So then you have 375. Then you need to do 375 divided by 3, which is 1 here, 2 here, remainder 1, 5. So the answer is 125 months. That's the equivalent of 10 months, 10 years and 5 months. Cool. Next, we move on to VR. So, word analogies. Okay, for this one, choose 2 words, one from each set of brackets, that complete the sentence in the most sensible way. Write 2 words in the answer sheet. Or write both words in the answer sheet, okay. Shoe is to something as ward is to something. This one is going to be shoe is to Oh, okay. It's horse and back because the words in brackets go before the word outside the brackets. So you have horseshoe and backward. So this will be horse and back. 2. Refuse is to something as class is to something. So you have rubbish, denial, rubbish, no, form, kind, and learn. Okay, well this one is going to be rubbish and form because they're synonyms. 3. Strong is to something as sprint is to something. This one is going to be same thing. Synonyms, so you're going to have walk and run. So stroll is a synonym of walk and sprint is a synonym of run. Okay, good. Yeah, so walk and run, yep. 4. Buttons is to something as laces is to something. This one is shirt and shoes, so button is to shirt as laces are to shoes because buttons are used to tie a shirt together or hold a shirt together, and laces are to tighten your shoes. They're both parts of the clothing that tie it together, that tie 2 parts together, or hold 2 parts together. 5. Minute is to something as meter is to something. Question 5, this one is time and length. So a minute measures time and a meter measures length. 6. Rifle is to something as bow is to something. So 6, this one is bullet and arrow. So rifle is to bullet as bow is to arrow. This is what they shoot. 7. Ocean is something as desert is something. This one is water and sand. So there is water in the ocean and there is sand in the desert. Cogitate is to something as lubricate is to something. So cogitate means like to dry something. Okay, so 8, this one is gyrate. Gyrate means to rotate something. Rotate means think. So for this one, yeah, think and grease, because what it's doing is you're saying synonyms. So think is a synonym of cogitate, and grease is a synonym of lubricate. Next, logic question. So Martha, Harvinder, and Rico took part in the talent show. Rico won. Okay, so yeah, M, H, and R. So Rico is twice as many as Martha. Harvinder, okay. Harvinder had a third as many votes as Rico. Oh, okay. Martha had 3,000 votes, so 3,000. Had twice as many as Martha, so that's 6,000. And then third as many votes as Rico, so that's 2,000. So one of them must be true. Martha won? No. Harvinder had more votes than Martha? No. Harvinder came second? No. Rico had fewer votes than Martha? No. And then Martha came second? Yes. So question 9 is E. Next, we move a letter. So, remove one letter from the first word and add it to the second word to make 2 new words. Do not change the order of the other letters. Okay, so for question 10, this one is going to be O, so option C. It's going to make flat and soap. 11, we have chain and bet. This one is going to be A, well, option C. So for chin and beat. For 12, we have plain and few. So this one is going to be pain and flu. 13, we have rebel and stale. This one is going to be real and stable. Okay, we continue. So odor and cell. So this one is this one. Ooh. Just checking this. How interesting. Yes, it says you remove the first note and then it gets down, and then cello. 15, rebel and still. Oh, we did this just now, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Yeah. Okay. Rebel and still. So 15, this one is, so B, so real and stable. 16, there and sand. This one is going to be air and stand. So option A. And you remove the T. And you're moving T. 17, this one is pond and proud. So you're moving U and it's option C. 18, so we have poor, pod and bird, and then leaf and sip. Okay, so P, O, and then D, so it's going to be L-E-T. So question 18 is going to be E, let. 19, sing, zip, and pet, so we have S-I, and then P, so T-R-Y. So question 19 is A, try. Then we have bake, beak, and rill, so it's going to be B, and then E, and then A from one of those, and then K. Okay, so this one we are going to have F, A, something, and then E. So F, A, something, and then E. This will be fake, not fail. So fake. Question 20 is C, fake. 21, wimp, lip, and cow. And then we have sear and leaf. So question 21 is, well, L and some, yeah. Okay. So here we're going to have F, something, and then R. So it's going to then be either E or A, so fur or far. This one for question 21 is going to be far. Okay, next. Okay, word pair. No, quite good. Okay, so we have A, B, D, G. Between A and B is plus, well, this. Okay, A and B is +1, B and D is +2, D and G is +3, so next is going to be G +4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, K. Next is V, T, R, and P. So V to T is, well, -2. T to R is -2. And then R to P is -2. So P minus 2 is N. So the answer is Kn. So for 22, it's D. For 23, EK, HG, KC, and NY. So this one is, well, E to H, KC, KN. Okay, E to H is -3, H to K is -3, K to N is -3, so N -3, or I mean +3. +3 is Q. Next, K, G, C, Y. K to G is -4. H to K, oh no, G to C is -4. C to Y is -1, 2, 3, 4. So Y minus 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, which is U. So QU, so question 23 is C. Okay. 24, we have AJ, so A, Q, B, R, C, S. I can already see this is an alternation, so it goes Q, R, S, and then A, B, C. So next we're going to have D, because A, B, C, D is +1 each time. J, T, K, U, L, V is J, T, mirror. It could also be an alternating. J and T are not mirrored. T to U, yeah. J to K is +1, okay. J, K, L. So this is going to be M, because it's an alternating thing as well. So J, K, L, M. So the answer to question 24 is going to be, E, D, M. So J, K, L, M. Good. Next is question 25. So find the letter that will finish the first word and the start of the second word of each pair. And then, okay, good. So for question 25, this one is going to be good. It will be M. So, or option E. So him, at, arm, and then missed. For 26, we have fla, reet, ran, and laid. 26, this one is going to be this one will be C. So yeah, G, and then flag, great, rang, and then glade. 27, we have the option, this one, bar, ear, glee, and then O's. So this one is option B. N, so barn, near, glean, and nose. 28, bray, oat, glat, and ein. This one is option E. So braid, dote, glad, and dine. Now we'll find two words, one from each set of brackets that go together to form a new word. Write both words in the answer sheet. Okay, so this one for question 29 is going to be fat and her to make father. For question 30, it's going to be crumb and lead to make crumbled. For 31, it is 31 will be, well, tooth and paste. 32 aside, so A and side. 33 lacerate, yeah. So lacerate means like a cut, so laceration is when something's been cut. You know, there might be a scar as well. Okay, 34. Let all plea and sure then and done. Oh, plea and sure, so pleasure. Okay. NVR. Okay, so we begin with here. Just want to check. Oh, there's quite a lot. Okay, good. Here. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go back here. Oh no, no. Okay. Yes. NVR. Okay, so here we have series. Okay, we can see that we're going from 3, 4, 1, and then 3 dots. There's 3, 4, 1 arrow here, 3 arrows here. So we can see that, yeah. So the number of lines will be, arrows will be the same as the number of dots. So that means that it can't be, well, D. Yeah, it can't be D. Okay, then the direction of the arrow seems to be alternating, so we can expect it to point towards the right, so it's not going to be C because they're pointing in different ways, and E. Then the colours alternating, it's going white, white, so it'll be black, so it's going to be B. Okay, good one. Next. Okay, so we have a circle on the outside, a circle on the outside, pentagon on the outside, and a square on the outside. Then go square, circle, triangle, circle. So we can expect it to be alternating. Oh no, but then we can't have a two-sided shape. Okay. I see. Yes. Okay. The shape that will be on the inside is the shape that was no. Okay. Well, we can expect a circle on the outside because that's alternating. So a circle. And inside the circle, okay, it's going square, triangle, okay. Okay. Well, from there it's just looking at sizes. Because it's not going to be A. B, the circle's too small in the middle. Not C, and then not E. Because yeah, so from that, it's D because of the size of the pentagon, but I'm... It may be that the shape on the shape on the outside is then the shape that was on the inside 3 shapes ago. And then the shape on the inside is Next, so yeah, question 1 is B, question 2 is D, question 3 it's rotating, so it'll be pointing downwards, same shape rotated 90 degrees clockwise, so question 3 is going to be B. Question 4, okay, yep. Okay, so the white arrow, no, it does change direction. So the order that they change direction, so they don't change colour, but the order that they change direction is, well, it goes black, white, grey, black, white, grey. Yep. So what we can expect in the next shape is for them to all be facing either upwards or downwards, which is the case in all of our options. But then what do we also expect? So what are the reasons for eliminating some of them? Well, we know that it's not going to be... Okay, so yeah, the black one just changed. Yeah. And then the white one. So now it's going to be the grey one. The grey one is going to be pointing in the same direction as the white one. And they're going to be pointing upwards. So that means it's C. Matrices. So here we have our two sections that separate. And then a line is added to the left side of both of them, and then the one at the top is reflected on the x-axis. Okay, yeah. So we can expect a line here, a square here, and then a triangle. No, yeah, no. Yeah, so the answer to question 5 is going to be D. Question 6. So for this one, we have, okay, a rotating one. Yep, so it's rotating, yeah, so it's rotating 45 degrees anti-clockwise each time. So we can expect our thick line to be down here. Yeah. Yep. So, oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting, because the shape at the bottom wouldn't fit it if it was like this. Yeah, it wouldn't fit. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so this one, it seems slightly different to the other matrices, actually. Yeah, it seems a bit different. Okay. Yeah, so for this question 6, yeah. Okay. So for this one, it's going to be C. Yeah. Yeah, it will be C, because you have the 45-degree rotation. Yeah. Yeah, because you have the 45-degree rotation, and then it can still rotate that way to get the third picture. Yep. So next we move on to question 7. So here we have question mark, heart, quadrilateral, an oval, square, a cross, triangle. Okay, yeah, we can see there's different patterns, different number of sides. Yeah. Okay. So for this one, question 7. Okay. Yeah. So there's an alternating pattern. Goes hash, dot, and lined. So we can expect it to be dotted, so it's not going to be A, C, D, or E. So for question 7, this one is going to be B, the bow tie, the dotted bow tie. Question 8, we can see that our shape is rotating 90 degrees, or the line is rotating 90 degrees clockwise each time. It's going from a triangle to a circle to a square. This means that we can expect it to be on the base. So in our square, we can expect it to be at the bottom, so not B or C or E. Okay, next we look at the shape. So it alternates between a square, triangle, and circle. So we can expect it to be a triangle, and then it should be downward facing like the others, so that means that the answer to question 8 is D. Next, analogy. So question 9, we can see that what's happening is the diamond remains the same, and the two shapes at the bottom reflect on the x-axis. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have a diamond, and then we're going to have a reflected version of this quadrilateral with a water drop here. So it's not B, D, or E. Okay. Next, we look at size, so it's not C and it's A. Okay, 10. The big circle on the outside becomes a smaller circle with the triangle staying there. Okay. Yes, they swap. Okay, also, the pattern at the bottom swaps, so we can go through that first. We can expect it going from bottom left to top right, so it's not D. Next, we can expect a big triangle out on the outside and a small, so the outermost shape will be a triangle and the innermost shape will be a triangle. So that means, yeah, it can still be A, B, C, or D. We can expect the triangles to be white, so it's not C or E. Then the pentagon should remain in its orientation, which means that for question 10, this one is B. 11, it is a reflection of the right angle triangle. The heart enlarges and the arrow remains in its direction. Okay, so we can expect the cross to remain the same because it's the same no matter how it's reflected, although it should be in the same relative position. The arrow should be pointing in the same direction, so towards the right, so it's not A, B, or E. Then we can cancel out D because the water drop needs to be enlarged, so it's C. 12, so this one is a rotation 90 degrees. Okay, you could perceive this in various ways, but you could say 90 degrees anti-clockwise and then the arrow reflects in the y-axis, or you can say that it rotates, and that would be country. Okay, yeah. but we know that it's going to be rotating so that we have, well, you could call this in various ways, but how I'll say it is, well, we should have black on the top. So that means it's not B, C, it's not E because the patterns are wrong. Then we look at the direction. So we know that it should have, and then it swaps. Yeah, so 12 should be A because the pentagon, the pentagon should be pointing upwards. 13, we have odd one out, okay, odd one out. Okay, so for this one, it's going to be, this one is, E, because both of its smaller shapes have two lines. 14 is, yeah, okay, yes. 14 is A because the other options are all the same shape but rotated differently. 15 is, okay, we have the circles, the white circles. Two of the white circles are in the same position as same height as two of the black lines. Okay, that's the case in all of them. Okay. 3 black lines. Yeah. Okay, I see it. So, in all the options except from E, the number of black circles is different to the number of black lines, whereas in E, you have 3 black circles and 3 black lines. 16. This one, is, okay. So we can see that in each of the shapes, okay, A, B, C, D all have squares, E has a pentagon, but you can see that the number of sides of the shape in the middle is the number of shapes surrounding it. But E has a pentagon, the rest all have squares, so it's the odd one out. Codes, okay, we have K, K, J, J. We can see that that denotes the position of this, well, U shape, the rainbow shape. We're going to have K because it's at the top. P, P, and N. So P and P. This is looking at the pattern of the F shape. Ours is dotted, so it's going to have P. Then we have W, 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 and V. Okay, W, 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 and V. So that is looking at whether there is a U shape at the end or a curved line at the end. We do have one, so we should have W. So the answer to question 17 is, yeah, KPW, B. 18, we have MM. So remember, we're looking for the two shapes that have the same first letter, and then we're finding what's the same about them. So for this one, that is going to be MM. They both have they have two shapes highlighted. Yeah, they have two black shapes, so we do two, so it's going to be M. Then R and R. That's the number of shapes. We have two, so it's going to be T. So let's just check though. H and H is the shape on the outside. We have an oval, so it's G. So the answer to question 18 is going to be E, M, T, G. Okay. 19. So we have X and X here. That is the rotation of the shape. We have all the type of triangle really. We have a Z. So next, let's look at the last letter, because that's the differentiating factor. We have two L's, so that is looking at the pattern. Yes. The colour at the tip. Yeah. So that, yes, the colour at the tip. So we have white, black, and lined, or striped. We have white, so it's going to be ZTM, which means that for question 19, it's going to be A. 20, W and W both have the circle on the left. We have it on the right, so it's X. S and S. This one is it's the area of the first shape that's covered. We have a quarter, so it's going to be R. And then T and T, yeah, it's the area of the second shape which is covered. Ours is going to be V, which means that for question 20 is XRV, which is D. 21. So here they are all the same shape. Yep. So for 21, this is going to be A. Yeah, A, because it's the same shape but just rotated. 22, this one we have one. Yeah. So one circle, one triangle. Okay, yep. So there's one shape overlapping all of the rest. Yeah, only one. There's four shapes. Yep. So for 22, we can. Is it the shapes in it? No. Okay. So 22. Yeah, there should be four shapes. And one should be overlapping the rest. Then one should also be joining two of them together. And the one at the top should be overlapping two. So this rectangle is overlapping the hexagon and the parallelogram. And then the circle, which is overlapping the rest, which is the case in our examples, is overlapping two shapes. So it's D. 23, bird's eye view. So this one we can expect a square. Okay, so 23 will have squares in those positions. which means that the answer for it is going to be C, because there's also the black one in the correct position. This next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you can use this method too. This one is going to be darker, so it is going to, we're going to have one here as well, which means that the answer for question 24 is B. For 25, we have one here, 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 black one here, grey one here, and then 2 down there, which means that for 25, it's going to be 25 will be D. 26, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, this is more here. Rub this out. Okay. We're going to have one there. It's not B or C. It's not D because it's not black in the middle, which means that for 26, it's going to be A. Next, cubes. Okay, this net is going to match to, yeah, arrow at the top. No. Okay, so, yeah. Okay. For this one, it's going to be A, because the arrow is pointing towards the tip of the heart, and then it's next to the circle. 28. This one is going to be, well, the point of your droplet should point towards the line. No, okay. A as well. No, not A, not A. Because the triangle's on the wrong side. Not B, because the square's in the wrong position. And remember, you're looking at the position of things relative to each other, not C, because the water droplet is not pointing towards the end of the line, and it is D. 29. Okay, so we're just looking at the cubes and we're seeing, can that work? So the tip of your heart is pointing towards the longer line of the T. Yeah, that is not possible. In B, the end of your T is pointed towards the X. Yep, you can do that. Yep, it's B. 30, this one. So it can't be 8. And for B, nope, the V is in the wrong rotation. For C, oh no, I shouldn't circle that. No, it's not B. It could be C. C at the top. Circle. Yep. Let's just check D. No, not D, because your grey can't touch that one because they're on opposite sides. Okay. Which group of blocks on the left have been joined together to make the shape on the right? These are pretty fun ones. So this one, wait, I just want to check something quickly. Okay. So for this one, it is going to be, well, you're going to have the L shape. Yeah. You could have 2 L shapes. Then cube. Yep. so this one, there could be a long L there, short one there, and then a cube, so that would be B. Here you have, there, that could be a long one too, there, cube. So 2 cubes. Yep. Okay, and then a short L shape, 3 blocks tall here, and then you have a two blocks here. Ooh. Let's check this again. Okay, so that L shape, yeah, 3 blocks here, 2 cubes. Interesting. Okay, let's look again. Maybe it doesn't have to. No, it doesn't have to have 2 cubes. Okay. 1 L shape, 1 L shape, or 1 R and 1 R. 1 tall L, 1 cube. The T. No, not the T. Okay, no T. Not 3 R's. No. The U could work. Yeah. It's this one. E. Yeah. Good. So 32 is E. 31 is B. 33. Oh, it's on the other side this time. Okay. This one is, okay, so 1, 2, 3 there. So 3 blocks are needed, not D. 2 cubes. And 2 blocks tall shape there. Or you could even have 1 long one there, 1 long, and then there, 2 blocks. So that makes C. So not B. Good. And now rotation. So we begin with this one. Okay. The answer to this one is going to be C. Yeah. 35 is A. 36 is C. 37 is B. 38 D. 39 A. And 40 E. Good. Okay. Oh, that's it. Alright. That was good. For those last few, for the rotation, it really is just imagination. So, you know, there's not much explanation I can do, but generally, they are quite easy to figure out. If you know the answer as well, it's quite easy to visualize it. But thank you very much for watching. I'm Ethan, and I hope you found this helpful. This was Full Mock 4, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.